We're back now with our series On the Money, and today we are talking about money personalities. We all spend money a little bit differently, but your natural tendencies may influence how you save, how you splurge and invest. NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Cheung is here to break it all down. Brian, good morning.
Hey, morning.
I mean, first of all, what is a money personality? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Well, money personalities, like everyone, right? You all got your unique personality, but there's different profiles for how you spend money that might determine what your spending and saving goals might be. Identifying your personality type first might be a good way to make sure if there are other ways you can steer your goals.
So are these the four personality
Exactly.
types?
So money experts have kind of identified these general four different money personalities.
Okay.
Let's go through each one, starting off with savers. So savers, as the name implies, is someone that's going to be saving more than spending. And when it comes to those types of personalities, they're focused on long-term goals. What are you saving for? Are you saving for a car? Are you saving for a house? You're also trying to invest that money. But the caveat with the saver is that sometimes you're not enjoying life. Yeah. Sometimes you're too worried about squirreling money away that you're not thinking about the future, or maybe you're just, hey, go out to dinner every now and then. Enjoy yourself. The next type of profile is the spender. Obviously, they're the ones that in some cases might be spending more, having a little bit too much fun. But in the now, they're having a good time. They're outside. They're doing things. But they're not always focused on their savings, and they need to remember that if you have a long-term goal, if you're spending too much now, you're not going to have enough in your savings account to ultimately have fun when you're retired.
But those spenders are having a good time.
They are having a good time for now. Yeah. But let's talk about those other two personalities. These are the new ones for a lot of people. The avoider. You don't like to think about money, and sometimes you're an avoider type, right? I mean, you're trying to move, for example. You don't want to be thinking about having to buy a new kitchen table or having to buy all those things. So you might be avoiding it for right now, but you really want to try to become a balancer. This is the type of profile that is someone that is thinking about, all right, you know what? I do need to save into the future. I'm going to try to balance out those needs in the interim. They're open to investing. But again, for the balancer, sometimes you just got to relax and enjoy spending sometimes. The balancer is the person that's in the aisle at Costco looking at all the paper towel rolls and going, 8 equals 12 mega rolls. Like, which one is actually worth it, right? Yeah. And you're ultimately wasting the time of your family when you're at the aisle too. So yeah, the balancer is someone that might get a little bit of decision paralysis. You want to get out of that.
Cost per unit here.
Look, I'm that sometimes.
Is that what I sound like?
I'm that sometimes.
Okay. I am seeming like I'm a combo of the bad ones, spender and avoider.
Oh no,
for sure. Which is like really clicking with the way that my husband talks about how I am with money. How do you figure out what you are, and then what do you do about it?
Yeah, well, look, having a conversation, maybe not the worst idea, but when it comes to identifying your personality type, this is not, unfortunately, like a Myers-Briggs test where you just go online, answer a bunch of questions. Look at your financial statements, which, by the way, if you like looking at your financial statements, you're probably a balancer as opposed to an avoider. But the idea generally is looking at your bank account and saying, is more money coming in than going out? It's as simple as that. Cash flow is the best way to make sure you're saving your money. But then after you do that, try to use something like a 50-30-20 rule. Basically, the idea here is for the income that you have post-tax, 50% ideally should be going to your needs, your house, your groceries. 30% can go to your wants, going out to eat every now and then, maybe a pair of sneakers. Yes. Again, I'm an avoider sometimes when I walk past that Foot Locker. But then 20% is for savings, and that should just be going into a high-yield savings account or going into the market. If you're not putting more than 20%, you're probably someone who is spending a little bit too much. If you're putting over 20%, then you're probably a saver.
I mean, to Savannah's point, though, you know, in terms of if you're married or you're dating someone and you're a saver and the other person's an avoider, I mean, how is it helpful to know in a relationship who's who?
Yeah, well, sometimes birds of a feather do flock together. Sometimes it's opposites attract, and that is the case for money personalities as well. The key
like a good
is,
thing.
yeah, right. Well, it could
balance
be a good thing,
yes.
but you have to remember that, you know, when you're
yeah, what's good for me is exactly how this is
it depends, and that's where it all breaks down to communication. Can you have a civil conversation about, you know what, I think it is time to buy a car. We might want to save up to have a house, maybe have some kids later on in the future. That's when you want to start having that conversation for, hey, you know what? Maybe we're not going out as much these days so that we can make sure we have enough money in our savings to really save up for those goals.
So is a balancer the best one?
Well, look, when it comes to the ideal,
that's what you are.
The ideal personality types
like,
would be
am I
a combination of the saver and the balancer. But again, there's no shame. And I think in different points of our life, we might be certain types of personality types over others.
Yes.
Again, given the day, given whether or not you're walking on Fifth Avenue or not. So again, a balancer and saver is generally where you want to be.
What is Brian Cheung?
Opposite.
What are you?
Well, again, I mean, when I'm walking outside that Nike store, I'm feeling like a spender.
Okay.
But you know, I think balancer is generally my
I would hope so, considering your field.
Yeah. As the money guy, I feel like I should be. But look, every day, sometimes I need those money green shoes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
On brand.
There you go.
Thanks, P.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.